everyone, my name is Sakshi Kesharwal. I'll be taking your maths classes, and today we'll be starting with the sixth chapter, that's integers, with all of you. So let's start with the integers. So before I start with the integer, I really want to give you some examples how this integers and everything are being used. So just a second here. Okay, so before I start with integers, right, I want to just ask you a simple question, right? What is a simple question I want to ask you? Like, let us suppose you have just eight chocolates, right? You have just eight chocolates with you, right? Chocolates, right? And you want to, like, you went to a picnic, right? Went to a picnic, right? Just take a simple example and relate to how you're going to relate it. Picnic, right? Okay, now you went to picnic and you want beta, you want 10 chocolates for it, right? So what happened, like you have just 8 chocolates and now you want 10 chocolates from yourself, right? So what happened, like you borrow, like what you do, you borrow 2 chocolates, right? There's a need of 2 borrow, you borrow 2 chocolates from your like friend or something like that, and you went to a picnic, right? Went to picnic. Now what happened after coming to the picnic? Now how many chocolates that you will have, right? Will you have 0 chocolate, or you have to, like, now you have to give 2 chocolates more to the person to whom you have borrowed, right? Now you are in a kind of a debt, yes or no? Now you will be now like in a condition, right? I have to give this to, like I have to give this back. And if you are like a modest person, if you're a nice person, then you will be like in a like a debt, like this is the debt, right? So this will come as a debt. Yeah, debt of what, beta? 2 chocolates, yes or no? This is a debt of 2 chocolates, right? This is the one thing. You will not have 0 chocolates, right? You will be in a debt. Debt means what? You have borrowed, like you have a burden on your heart. Yes, I have to give back 2 chocolates. When I'll get any extra chocolate, I'll be giving the 2 chocolates back, right? This is one more example, right? Now this is a debt. Debt means what? You have to give back something that you have borrowed and you have to return it back. This is called debt, right? Now what is the other example which we can see? What is another example? The other example is like that. Let us take an example, like let us suppose there are 2 persons, right? They are playing some game, right? They are playing a game such that they are playing a game. They are playing a game, right? So what happened? They are playing a game. Now let us suppose there are 2 players. One player is what, Sakshi? I am one of the player always, and the other player, let's take some of my cousins' name. It's Richard, right? Or maybe any one of you might be here, Richard, right? So let's say it's that the number starts from 0, right? And this is like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, 15, right? And the number keeps on go till up to what, beta? Up to 25, right? Now what happened? Here are the some numbers which are like what? Red. This is like blue. This one is red, right? This one is blue. Now see how these things are like going to come in your life, right? This one is blue. This one is red. This one is blue. This one is red. This one is blue, right? This one is red, this one is blue, right? Again, this one is red, this one is blue, this one is red, and this one is blue, right? Now, what happened? Like there are the 2 kinds of dice in here, right? What are the dice? You have a dice. What are the dice? Just let me change the colors, right? So you have a dice of 2 colors, right? 2 colors, right? Which has been put in a bag, right? Dice of 2 colors. Now you have put it in a bag. The 2 colors are what, beta? Colors are what, beta? Red and blue, right? Red and blue. This is red and this one is blue, right? Now you have a dice of 2 colors, right? And you have put these 2 dice in a bag, right? Now what happened? What are the rules? Rules is that if you get a red die, you have to move backward. Yeah, move backward. Yeah, this is the number, move backward. And if you get a blue die, this is the rules, right? What are the rules? These are the rules. And if you get a blue die, let us suppose you have to move forward. This is the rule, right? First, back, forward, right? Forward, right? Now, what happened? Now let us suppose, now first chance that Sakshi get, like round one. If you talk about the round one, right? Round one, just a second, babes. Rounds, right? Round one, right? So round one, Sakshi get a chance and she get a red die. She get not a red die, she get a blue die, right? She get a blue die of a number 4, right? Blue die of 4. So what happens? Sakshi and Richa both are standing on the 0. So when Sakshi get a blue die of 4, she will move what? 4 steps forward or not? 1, this is like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Sakshi is on this position, right? Now this is a turn of Richa. Now what will happen to Richa? Richa will be giving to what? Now Richa gets again a blue die. She also get a blue die of 3. So where is the position of Richa? Richa will be going from 1, 2 and 3. Richa will be here and Sakshi will be here, right? Now this is come, now they have moved forward. Now what is the round? It says that who reaches, like who reaches first, who reaches 25 first is winner, right? Is winner, like C, right? So is a winner. Now come to the round 2. What is a round 2? What is a round 2? Again Sakshi get a chance and she get again a blue chance and she is very lucky. She get blue of like 2, right? So what happens? Sakshi move towards again a 2 step forward, right? So she is on the 4, so she will be reaching what? 4 and then she will be going on the 6. Now Sakshi is on 6, right? Now what happened? Richa is getting a bad luck. She is getting a red one. Red of what? Red of 4. Now Richa has to go backward, right? Now Richa has to go what? Beta backward. So in a backward direction she will be going 4 step here. 1, 2, 3 and then she has to go somewhere, right? So here 4 step means what? She has to go behind 0, but right now we have a number till 0 only, so there is no number behind 0. But Richa is like, yes, I'll be on the 0, I cannot go behind 0. But now there is a fight start between Sakshi and Richa. No, this is wrong, you have to go behind this and that. So it means what? There will be a some number which are equidistant from the 0 or not. Yes, but on the left hand side of the 0, right now we have written all the numbers on the right hand side. So there will be some number on the 0 to justify the game or not here. Yes, it's true. Yes or no? Because it is going to be a like not a fair game, right? So there should be a number. It means what? There comes, now this is like one of the examples where we can see like this is a simple game which you can also play in your school, right? So this is a simple example. Now here why there's a need, like if you see this game will become unfair if there will be no number behind a what? 0. So there comes a existence that there will be a some number at the behind of 0 which is equidistant from 0. It means what? Like let us suppose this will be the numbers, like what will be the new, what will be your new, what will be your new game, new game like new game board, right? You can sort of take about the board. So new game board will be what, beta? It will be such like this or not? It will be a numbers which will be having like 0. It will be having what, beta? It will be having 0 over here. It will be having what? 0 over here and then 1 over here, then 2 over here, then 3 over here, then 4 over here, then 5 over here, equally spaced, right? This is 7. Similarly, it will have what? 1 over here, then 2 over here, 3 over here, then 4 over here, then 5 over here, then 6 over here, then 7 over here, and then 8, right? So it means what? There should be a number on the left of the 0 to make the game fair or not. See, I have given you just 2 examples why the integers are needed. First is like the debt. Debt means what? When you have borrowed something, then you have to return something, right? Second is there's a game, just a game which you can play with your friend, with anyone or anyone, like, right? With any of your younger sibling who don't know about the like negative integers, right? Now I'll give you one more example. What are they like? Like if you just take a simple example, one more example. See, these are 2 practical examples. I'll be giving you 2 more practical examples, and you can see in a day-to-day life why the things were needed. Now, if I give you one more example, what is an example? What is an example? The example is like if I say right now you are sitting in a place which is like cold, right? It's a hot place, right? I am sitting in like in a Himalayan regions. To be very honest, I'm sitting somewhere in a Himalayan regions. That's very true right now, and it's really cold over here. And let us suppose you are sitting somewhere, it is a hot, right? So what happened? Let us suppose you are traveling from any place in the like if you take like Dubai, right? If you start traveling from Dubai to like Himalayas, right? Himalayas, right? Himalayas. So what happened? Dubai is a hot country, right? It's a hot country, right? The temperatures are over there. It's too hot all the time. You are sweating and everything. It's a hot country, right? It's a hot country, right? And Himalaya, it similarly goes to, if you go from Dubai to Himalayas, it is what, a colder country? Yeah, I'll say hotter and colder, right? It's a hotter and colder country, right? Now, what happened? You will see that when you start coming from Dubai to Himalayas, you will start feeling a cold, right? You will start feeling, yes, you need more clothes on you. You have to protect yourself. You're feeling cold, right? But you see that there will be a time, like let us suppose right now on that day when you started traveling, the temperature in the Dubai is around like 40 degrees Celsius, right? 40 degrees Celsius, and you started the travel towards the Himalayas, and you reach to the Himalayas on the very next day, and you see that there will be a time come that the temperature in the thermometer will become zero, but still you feel so cold and you're moving towards Himalayas, right? So what happened now? How are you going to indicate this number very well? Right? How you're going to indicate? You're going to indicate this number by the negative numbers. It means what? There should be a some number below zero to indicate how cold it is, right? There will be a 0 degree when you're going from plus 40 degrees Celsius. There will be a time when you will go into a 0 degree, and then you need something like to cover. It's getting more and more colder, and you know what is the temperature to take care of yourself because you need the belongings accordingly. So there means there should be a some number. Yes or no? Yes? Yes or no? Yes or no, beta? So if I give you, like, see, this is an image which can be used. See, if you see that it's like hot, you right, if you go on like 0 over here, so this is means 10 degree hotter than 0 degrees Celsius. But if it's colder, the thermometer goes below it or not. So it means what? There should be a some number on the negative side of it, like on the left side of the 0, right? Similarly, if I give you one more example, like this, right? Now, I think so everyone have traveled with like maybe aeroplane or maybe with a plane, right? Or maybe you, if not, then you have seen in the movies on everywhere, right? Or not? You have seen everywhere. Like if not, you have been heard about like pilots saying right now, if you're in an aeroplane and if you're traveling somewhere and you've heard about like pilots saying that we are like around 150 meter, 1500 meters above the sea level. Yes or no? Yes. So we say above the sea level. So what we have marked? This is like practical examples where we have to need why the need was required. So practical example. This is a what? It is basically a what? Sea level. Right? So sea levels, if you're above it, it means what? You're going to indicate your distance with the plus, right? So you're above sea level. But if you, let us suppose, if you're traveling in a submarine, right? You are below the water, right? Below the water means what? You have to indicate like at what distance you are. If somebody is saying, like, let us suppose I get a call, at a random call, and he says that I am at minus 250 meter below the sea level, right? Or he says minus 250 meter, right? So I'll understand he is below the ground, right? He is not in the air, he is down the ground, and I've taken the ground as 0, right? So similarly, then you increment, it means what? You indicate with the, like the distance in which you are, you indicate with the sign. These sign indicate that it is you are in the air or you are in the ground. Like similarly, if you're indicating that it's colder, then you represent the temperature with the negative sign, right? Let us suppose you reach to the Himalayas and the temperature is 8 degrees Celsius, but you're not going to rate 8 degrees Celsius, you will write minus 8 degrees Celsius, right? Minus indicate it is a colder region. If you say someone the temperature, if anyone asks you what is the temperature, and if you say it's minus 10 degrees Celsius, everyone automatically will understand, yes, it's minus 10 means what? It's too cold over there, right? But if you say 10 degrees Celsius without a sign or nothing of plus 10 degrees Celsius, it means yes, the temperature is normal, right? So these are the practical examples where we have to start using these symbols with the plus and the negative sign to indicate where we are standing. Just now we played a game. These are the one practical example, and we have just learned about the debt, right? We have just learned about the debt, like debt of 2 chocolates. 2 chocolate means what? In your account, if you, let us suppose, like next week your mother gave you like 20 chocolates, like this is your weekly things being fixed, that every week you're going to get 20 chocolates to eat, right? So what happens? So next week, what will be your balance? Your balance will be what? 18 chocolates or not? Because the 2 chocolates which you will get from your mother will be giving to the person to whom you have borrowed these 2 chocolates or not. So your balance, if you talk about your balance, in your balance you will write what? Negative 2 chocolates or not? Yes or no? Negative 2 chocolates just to represent? Yes. You will represent, yes, this is a negative 2 chocolates in my this. So similarly, we can represent this profit and loss, right? If you see that, if you go profit and loss, if anywhere, profit or loss, right? If you say, if I'm in a profit means what? I have gained something. Let us suppose this is a pen of 10 rupees, and I'm a very clever person. I sold this pen, and you are like not so clever then, like as me. So I sold this pen at rupees 15, right? So I got 5 rupees extra I got 5 rupees extra in the same transaction or not. So my balance will be what? Plus 5. Right. Similarly, let us suppose you are the fool one, right? So what happened? Or maybe I am the fool. So I sold this pen, like I sold this different pen, right? I'll not take this. I'll sold this different pen to my like cousin. I thought that, well, I'm not a fool one. I can say like, yes, I am like a very daya one, or I can say like a big hearted one. So I saw that there is some person who need this pen. So I sold this pen instead of a 10 rupees. I beared a loss, and I said, okay, you take this pen at rupees 7. Doesn't matter, right? Because he was in a need and he does not have lots of money. So I said, okay, you don't give me the money back, but I'll give you this pen at 7 rupees. You don't give me the money. So what happened? I got a loss of what? I get a loss of what, beta? 3 rupees? Yes. So my balance will show what? Negative 3? Yes or no? So these are the things. And one more thing, if you just take an example of a practical life example, in a bank, if you go and in a bank, like there is a passbook, right? In a bank passbook, if you have not seen, ask your parents. Definitely ask your parents, because these things will always help you to analyze why we use all these stuff, right? So what you do, it's like that, take your parents passbook and then see if you have like deposited the money, they will write plus 50, like plus, right? And if you have withdrawn the money by using the ATM or whatever, like any online transaction, if you have withdrawn the money, they will write with the negative sign. So overall the balance is given at the end. So these are the very few examples and the daily life appearances why there is a requirement and why we needed a negative number into our day-to-day life, right? So I think so everyone is clear with this. Sure, I think so everyone is clear. If you have any doubt, you can just ask anytime. You're free to ask all the time, right? So now let's talk about the next topic. What's the next topic? The next topic will be what? I think so we have already learned about like counting numbers, natural numbers. So let's go on the mathematical part. This is like the theoretical parts, and now we are going to talk on the mathematical parts. And theoretical parts if you talk about the like practical aspects, if you see the businessman doing the like his balance sheets and everything, they use negative and positive sign just to balance out everything, right? If they're in the debt or they are not, right? So let's talk on the like theoretical parts. Theoretical parts, I think so everyone knows about like what is a natural number, right? Natural numbers, right? Let's go a little bit fast. We have been learned about this is what beta counting numbers, right? Counting numbers. Counting numbers, it has been what? These are numbers are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have been like 7, 8, right? So we have been doing this numbers since our childhood, and as we have opened the eyes and when the math started, we have just learned the first number is what? 1, right? So it's one thing you learn over here. What you have learned, you learned that it is denoted by, this is like very important thing, it is denoted by, most of you know it or not, it is denoted by capital N. Sometimes you will see in your Olympiads that it's written N. They don't write natural numbers, they just write N. So N means what? Natural numbers. Now similarly, if you add 0 in it, right, we have learned the importance of 0 in the second chapter of whole number. So what are the whole numbers, right? The whole numbers are the numbers which have 0 starting from like 0, which have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it keeps going, right? So if I ask you, anyone, what is the largest whole number? Is there any largest whole number? No, there is like, what's the largest whole number? Like there is no hard largest whole number, right? That's not defined. You cannot define. If anyone will say like your infinity, no, but infinity is just a symbol. Infinity means a very, 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 very large number, but that large number is not like said. Let us suppose if I say like the largest number is like 10 Arab, 25 lakh, something like that, right? So you just came and added 1 to it. The number became more larger on that. So it is what basically undefined means, yes? Or we can say like infinity. Infinity is not a number here. Infinity is not a number. Infinity is symbol, right? Now, here comes to right now we have learned about what are the integers, right? Okay, what are integers? Yeah, just a second. Something hanged up. Something happened here. Just hold on. Yeah, everyone can see now. Okay, so now let's coming to the integers, right? Integers. What are integers, right? Integers. Right now we have seen that integers are what? Integers are basically the numbers on the left hand side of the 0. So if the number are on the left hand side of the 0 at the equidistance, equidistance means what? If 0 and 1, so here will be what? Beta? -1, right? If you write 2, then here is what? -2. If you write 3, then at the same distance is like -3. So if I write 4, so this will be what? 4. Yeah, -4. So this will be what? 5. So this will be what? -5. So if I say, can I write dot, dot, dot? Dot, dot means what? Keep on going. And here also I can write dot, dot, dot. Right. So can I say that integers are the numbers which are like, which include the whole numbers, the natural numbers, and the integers means what? All the negative numbers? Yes or no? Yes. Negative numbers we have learned right now. What are the uses? What are the practical life examples? Right. And we can use in the games as well. Right. So if I say like one more, like just see this. Okay, just see over here very carefully. That can you see that a natural number is a part, or like natural number is the smallest one or not? Natural number only consists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you're going to add 0 in it, it will become a what? A whole number. But if you're going to add the negative numbers, a negative number means what? The numbers on the left hand side of it means what, beta? These are what? Negative numbers, right? These are what? Negative numbers. Right? If you go with the like on the right hand side, it will become what, beta? Positive numbers. Yes or no? These are what? Positive numbers. Positive numbers, right? And the 0 is what? Neither negative nor positive, right? Neither negative Yeah, neither negative nor positive, right? I think so everyone knows about this thing very clearly, that neither negative nor positive, right? So if you talk about, if you add negative integers in it, it will become what? An integer is a much more bigger set which consists of a whole number as well as a natural number, right? So if I give you one example, can you just say me the true and false, right? True and false, like what's the question? Question is that all natural numbers are whole numbers, right? Yes or no? Yes. Second question, if I ask that all integers are whole numbers, yes. And third, it's true or false, right? All whole numbers are integers, right? So if you see that, yes, true or false, so that all natural numbers are whole number, yes, because whole number starts from what, beta? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and natural numbers start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's yes, true, right? Similarly, all integers are whole number. Think, all integers are whole numbers. So integer consists of what? Negative numbers or not? Negative number means like -2 is not whole number, right? Is not whole number, right? So we say that it is what? False, right? Now similarly, if I say all whole numbers are integers, all whole numbers are integers. So if I say all whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a part of integers or not? Yes or no? This is a part of integers, yes or no? So yes, it's true. Yes, so I think so everyone is clear about it, right? So negative numbers are on the left hand side of the zero, positive number are the right hand side of the zero, and zero is neither negative nor positive. There is some important definition that you should also know about it. What is the definition? The definition is this, that is what is non-negative number, right? Non-negative numbers and non-positive numbers, right? Non-negative and non-positive numbers are what? Basically, non-negative means what? Which are not negative, right? So the numbers which start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ... are called non-negative numbers, are called non-negative negative numbers, right? Similarly, if I say what is the non-positive numbers, right, which are not positive, right? Non-positive numbers, right? Non-positive numbers, that's the numbers which start from, like, see, we don't know what is the largest negative number. So from ... all negative number, -3, -2, -1, 0 are called non-positive positive. I'll say integers. Don't go for numbers, because I think so number will, like, number has so many, it's a very big spectrum, so I'll better go. I'll say better you go on integers. Instead of writing numbers, you go on integer word. That will be more better. Dear, just a second, something hanged up. Just a second, beta. Just can you hold on, everyone? Just a minute. I'll be just stop sharing my screen once a while, right? Yeah, we'll write this as negative, non-negative integers, right? And this also as integers. Here also as integers. Okay, now I think so. Let's do the representation, like how we represent the number, like how we represent this on a number line, right? So representation of integers on number line, right? This is a new heading. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, representation on a number line, right? I think so everyone knows till now how we are going to represent this on a number line. So if I write this as a number line, we know that a line is what which extend endlessly in both the direction, right? So this is going in this direction, right? So we put a 0 over here and the equidistance is like +1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, 8, 9, right? Now similarly, if I say on equal hand side -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -7, -8, and it keeps on going, right? So if you see over here, if you see like the numbers over here, like see over here that these are what, beta? These are what? Negative, like these are what? Positive numbers, right? These are what? Positive numbers, right? These are what? Positive numbers. These are what? Negative numbers. I'm writing this again. Negative numbers, right? Negative numbers. And this is what? Neither positive nor negative. Neither positive nor negative, right? 0 is neither positive nor negative. Now this, I think so everyone knows how to do the representation on a number line. Now what's the next heading? The next heading is that comparison of like integers, right? So next heading is basically what, beta? Comparison of integers, right? Comparison of integers. How the integers are compared, right? So we know that if I say like 2 is greater than 5 or 2 is greater than like 1, which one is true? This is false, right? And this one is true, because right now we have seen on the number line that 2 is what, beta? 2 is like very close to the 0 and 5 is like far from the 0, right? So how many numbers are far from the like zero, they are more greater, and the numbers which are less far from the zero are like what, these are what beta, like more like lesser values, right? So similarly, what 2 is greater than 1 because 2 is more far from 1, so this is true, right? So how far the number is from the zero, it's like yes, it's greater. So if I say like 1224 is greater than like 529, yes or no, this is true. Yes or no? Now let's talk about the negative numbers, right? If you go on the negative numbers, right? On the negative numbers, can I say that 0 is greater than -1? Yes, 0 is greater than -1 because you are going on the left hand side of the 0, and this value is what? This value is what? 0 is greater than the what? Any of the negative numbers or not? Yes or no? 0 is greater than any of the negative number or not? So can I say that from here that one thing is very clear, that 0 is always 0 is always greater than any negative number, any that greater than all negative numbers? Yes or no? Yes or no? And can I say that 0 is always smaller than any positive number, right or not? But there is no need to write this. We have been doing since long. So if I say like -3 is greater than 0, or I say -3 is lesser than that of 0, which one is true? So this one is what? False? Yes or no? And this one is true, right? Because 0 is what? Greater than all the negative numbers. But if I say what is the greatest negative number, can I say that -1 is greater or -2 is greater, right? So here, which is like, if you go on the negative hand side, till now we have been done with the positive number since the childhood. Now this is a negative number. The numbers which are more closer to 0 are more greater in the negative number, for negative numbers, right? So for negative numbers, yeah, for negative integers or numbers also, later on you will be learning for numbers, but let's go for integers specifically. Integers, for if you go for negative integer, which we can say -1 is the greatest negative integer, is the greatest negative integer. Yes or no? Yes, is the greatest negative integer. So can I say what is the smallest negative integer? Smallest negative integer will be what? Smallest negative integers will be what? It's again not defined. If you see on the number line, the number on the on the left hand side, the leftmost hand side is what? Not defined. Yes or no? Similarly, on the numbers on the positive hand side, on the rightmost hand side is not defined. So we don't have the largest positive number and we don't have the smallest negative number. So we say this as undefined, or like infinity or whatever, like undefined, right? It's not defined properly, right? So now, can I say that now if I ask you the comparison, negative numbers are always greater than 0, and my bad, negative numbers are always lesser than 0. Yes, and negative numbers are always lesser than the positive numbers or not, like lesser than 0, as well as I'll write as well as with all positive numbers, right? 0 is always greater than negative numbers, and negative numbers, I'll write it over here, negative numbers are always smaller than any positive number, smaller than any positive numbers, right? Any positive numbers. Yes, any positive numbers. So if I say, now if I do the comparison, now if I give you the question, compare, right? Compare -200 or -999, which one is greater? Question number 1. Question number 2 is -200 and 0, right? Question number 3, if I'll write minus of 5,000 of 551 and 201, right? Question number 4, I'll write 1000, right? Now this is the question. Now, it says that minus 200 is greater or minus 199 is greater. Similarly, when you compare the negative numbers, both are the negative numbers, 100%, the number which is more closer to zero, like for the negative number, 199 is what? More closer to what? Zero, right or not? Here 199 and here what? 200, right? So this is more closer, so this one is greater. And now we have learned that 0 is always greater than all the negative numbers. So this is one is greater. Negative number and one is the positive number. So 100% positive number is greater. You don't have to look the other numbers, right? Now, both are positive. So this is the most easier one. We have been doing this ascending order, descending order, everything we have done the comparison. So 504 is greater than 500, right? So similarly, minus 10 or minus 8. So minus 10 or minus 8, which one is greater? So if you see that this is 0, this one will be what? Minus 8, and this will be what? Minus 10. Minus 8 is more closer to minus 10 or not? So this one is greater, right? Similarly, minus 999 or minus 1000. So both are again the negative number. So the negative number which is closer to 0 will be more greater. So this one is greater, right? I'll give you one practical example question. Just a second, just write it down this thing meanwhile. Okay. I think so you're good to go. Now this is a question. So if I say represent with the appropriate sign, right? Represent this with appropriate sign. Okay, so it says that this is in the air, right? If anything is in the air, it means what? If anything is in the air, it means what? It should be what? Plus, obviously you are in the plus sign, right? So this will be what, beta? Plus 200 meters. That's it. Yeah, meters, you write like this, or you write 2000 like meters. That's it. That's your question, right? I'll give you one more question in the same way. Yeah, this is the question for you. So what's the question says? The question says you have to write the temperature with the appropriate sign, right? The question is write your answer with appropriate, write your answer with appropriate sign, with appropriate create sign, right? Now, it says that Sechan, right? It's 10 degree below 0. So how you're going to write this answer? You're going to write this as what? Negative 10 degrees Celsius, right? Shimla, below what? 2 degrees Celsius. Below that will be what? Minus 2 degrees Celsius, right? Now, this will be what? 30 degree above. Above means what? Above. It's hotter, right? So this is what? Plus 30 degrees Celsius, right? This one will be what? Delhi, plus 20 degree, like 20 degree above 0 degree. So it will be what? Plus 20 degree Celsius. And this will be what? 5 degree below Srinagar. It will be what? Minus 5 degrees Celsius. So if I ask you the question in this only, like in the same like first part, which is the coldest city, right? Which is the coldest city, right? Coldest city. So what is which one is the coldest city, right? So coldest city means what? Which have like the lowest negative value, right? So it will be what? Minus 10, minus 2 or minus 5. So similarly, as we can see that Sechan is the what? Coldest city, right? So answer is what? Your answer will be what? It will be what? Sechan, right? Saichin, right? Now if I'll ask you the second question, which is the hottest city, right? Which is the hottest city? Hottest city, right? So what is the hottest city? The hottest city will be what? With the positive sign. So you see that Ahmedabad is the hottest city. So your answer will be what, beta? Ahmedabad Right? So this is Ahmedabad plus 30 degrees Celsius and Sichuan minus 10 degrees Celsius, right? Now we have done with the comparison. I think so everyone is clear how to do the comparison and everything, right or not? Yes? Comparison, number on representation, right? Now, let's come on the next definition. What is an absolute value, right? So, just a second, check. What is an absolute value, right? What do you mean by an absolute value, right? What is an absolute value? Absolute value means what? Right now, we have learned that the numbers which are on the left-hand side are represented with the negative sign, and the number on the right-hand side of the zero are being represented with the positive sign. But absolute values are the numbers which eliminate the sign. You just write the numerals, right? If I say minus 10, so absolute value of minus 10 will be what? 10. If I say plus 10, what is the absolute value of plus 10? So you don't have to write the sign all the time. You have to just write the numeral part. So that is known as what, beta? The absolute value. Absolute value means what? Signs are not considered, only the values are considered, right? So write down the definition for the absolute value. The absolute value definition is what? The absolute value value of an integer, it is its numerical value regardless of its sign, right? Okay, the absolute value of an integer a is written as absolute value of a, right? For example, if I'll write like okay, so we can say like so can I say that one more important thing from here, like absolute value, like note point, that absolute value is always a positive quantity, right or not? Written as mod 8, right? Okay, so can I say that absolute values are always non-negative? Yes or no? Non-negative. It cannot be negative. It can be non-negative integers, right or not? For example, if I say, what is an absolute value? Find what is absolute value of -2, first question, right? Second question, if I write 5, right? 3, if I write -101. So what will be your answer? Your answer will be what? Your answer will be written as what? This is equals to what? Modulus of -2, which is equals to what? 2. This is equals to what? Modulus of 5 is equals to 5. Modulus of -101 is equals to what? 101. Right? Now I can give you the value, like find the value, right? Find the values, right? I'll give you one simple question. What is the value? I said -5 plus absolute value of -201 plus 10. What will be your answer, right? Just give a thought process. What will be your answer in this scenario? Your answer will be what, beta? So what will be this value? This is equals to what? 5, right? This will be the plus sign, and this will be what? 20. This will be what? 10, like 201, my bad. So 201. So overall value will be what, beta? 216, right? 216 is your answer. That's it. Yes or no? Okay, if I give you one more question, compare modulus of 200 and Modulus of 199. Which one is greater? This is a nice question. Which one is greater? Can you see that? Modulus of this will be what? 200 and this will be what beta? 919 and 199. So 100% this is greater. So you don't have to solve. So absolute values are always positive. Again, I'll give you one more question. Like this is the first part. If I say second part, compare like 1002 minus of, and the other number is like 0. Which one is greater? I don't write positive like this only, right? Which one is greater? If I write like this, right? So what will be your answer? 100%, this is going to be what? 1002, and this will be 0. So this is what? Again, this one is greater. Yes or no? Right? And if I say one more example, if I write -2 and modulus of 1. Modulus of not 1, I write 6. Which one is greater? So see this. This is -2 and this is written as mod of 6 is 6. So this positive number is always greater than the negative number. So this one is greater. As if simple, right? This thing is very much clear to everyone or not? Yes, I think so. Any doubt, beta? Any doubt? Chal, I'll give you, let's do 2 or 3 questions. What's the question? Question is this. Okay, the question is this. Using the number line, write the integer which is 4 more than -2. 4 than -2. Okay. Right. So it says that 4 more than -2. So first you have to make a number line, right? So make a number line. This is a, just a second. This is your number line, right? Okay, so over here it says that what? 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I'll just make it a little bit easier. So this is equal to 4, this one is 5, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, right? So what you will do? You will start from here. It says that 4 more than -2. So first you will be standing where? -2, right? And you're going 4 more. So 4 more means what? This is 1, right? And then 2, then 3, right? And then 4, right? So you have reached to which position? So your number will be what? Your answer will be what? You have reached to what, beta? 2, right or no? Yes. Similarly, I can give you one more question. This is a part 1. In the part 2, do this as a homework, right? I think so everyone is clear with this thing. Part 2, if I write 5 less than -1. So do this as a homework. I'll leave it. I'll do it for you. Doesn't matter. Let's do one more part, right? So first make a line. Yeah. This is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is what? -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So what you will do? You will go what? You will go what? You will go 5 less than -1. So first you will go on the 5. Yeah. Less than -1. Oh, my bad. My bad. It will be what? -4. This is -5 and this is -6. 5 less than -1. So sorry, my bad. So first you have to go with -1 and you have to go 5 less. So 5 less. So 5 less means what? You will be going in what direction? You will go in the right. If it is more, you are going right. If it is 5 less, you will be going in which direction? You will be going in the what? Left direction or not? So this is like 1, right? 2, right? 3, 4, and then 5. You have reached to what? If it means what? Less, you have to go in what? Left direction or not? Yes or no? So your answer will be what? You have reached to the integer -6. right? Now I'll give you one more question. What is the question? The question is that again on the number line, draw a number line and answer the following, right? And answer it, right? So the first is that which number will we reach if we move 5 units to the right of -2, right? Can you answer me, anyone? 5 position to the right of -2. So first you have to draw the line, right? Again, the number line. So always you have to make a number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what? -1, -2, right? So changing of color again. So this is what? -2. So we move to the right. So right means what? You're standing here. So you're going 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, right? So you have reached to the position to the what beta? 3. Yes or no? Your answer is 3. Yes? Done, everyone? Okay. Shall I give you the question? Okay, one more question. Just try. Write in the ascending and descending order, right? The question is -33, 37, 5, 615, and minus of 9. So how you're going to write this in the ascending and the descending order? So ascending order means what? Ascending order means what? Lowest to highest, right? Lowest to highest, right? Lowest to highest, right? Ascending order, right? So what you'll go, what is the lowest? Lowest is what? The lowest least negative number, it will be what? -33. Then all the negative numbers first. So -9. And then with the least positive number, it will be what? 5, 37, and then 615, right? Now similarly, if I talk about the descending order, right? So descending order will be what beta? Descending order will be equals to what? The reciprocal of it, right? So can I say 615, 37, 5, -9, -33. So this is your answer, right? Yes. Now let's do the addition, right? So addition is like addition on a number line. Later on, see, addition and subtraction on number line is being taught in the class 6, right? Later on, I'll be teaching you like the addition and subtraction normally without the number line, and that is more important. See, this is a like this integers is a very basics you are studying, and the same chapter you will be studying in the class 7 as well, right? So in class 6, if you understand the basics of it, and I will be teaching you not like purely with the NCRT, the way the NCRT is saying you to do the addition and subtraction, I'll be teaching you in the other way. So right now, this is like more of the CBSE related, like that you should know the basics of it, right? Then later we can like be doing the questions on it, more of the questions and practicing on it, and then you will be like good to go with the more things, right? So first you should know how to solve like addition and subtraction on the number line first, because this is the very first time you have been introduced to this concept, right? So now what is the next heading? The next heading is what? I think so everyone is very much clear about it, right? Yeah. So we'll do the addition on integers. Yeah, addition of integers. So next class we'll be doing subtraction of integers on a number line, and that's the part over, right? So addition of integers on number line, right? Integers on number line, right? So this is your new heading, right? So how you're going to do, there are some specific rules. What are the rules? Rules are like this. Rules are basically to add a positive integers, like rule number 1, if I say, okay, to add a positive integer to just move to the right. Move to the right on the number line. Right? And similarly, what is the rule 2? Rule 2 is basically to add a negative integer, move to the left on the number line. So this is the whole concept that you have to follow. Doesn't matter what are the numbers, what are the things, that you have to just do the addition. Right. So later on, we'll be learning that this is the thing that you should know how to do addition and subtraction. So this is the first rule that you know, right? So if you see that the addition, like see, if you're going to add the numbers, right? So adding of the number, if I say it is 2 plus 3, so it means what? First from 0 to 2 that you went, and then 2 to 3, then you means what? 3 steps you have moved forward, right? So it means what? You're going in the right direction. If you have the similarly the negative number, you have to add it. You will be going in the what? In the left directions or not? You will be moving on the left on the number line. If you have the positive numbers, you will be moving on the right of the number line, right? So if I give you the question like how to do it, this is very easy, right? So if I say add, like if I say add minus 5 plus of 3, right? So minus 5 plus of 3. Okay, so what you have to do, this is the addition, right? So minus 5 and plus 3, right? So it will be what? How you're going to do it? First, you will go 5 places. Like, see, this is the number line, right? So this is what? So it says that add, right? If you're going to add the positive number, see, this is a positive number, right? This one is a positive number, right? Right. So you will be adding a positive number, right? So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is what? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, right? So first you will be going where? So first you will be going to what? Negative 5 first, right or not? First you will be going to negative 5 in the right direction, right? So after reaching the negative 5, you will be what? You will be starting from negative 5 and add the positive number. So 3 in the right direction, you'll be moving in the right direction. 1, 2, and then 3. This is your position. This will be your arrow. Your arrow is going in this direction. So you are going what, beta? Right. So you will start from what? Start from negative 5, right? And move move 3 units in the right. So you have reached to the position of what, beta? Negative 2. So your answer is what? Negative 2, right? I'll give you one more question on this. Let's do at least 2 questions and you will be good to go, right? Now if I say, I think so this is clear. If I say add 5 plus of minus 3, right? Now here the 5 was like here, the 5 was here, the first was negative number, the second was the positive number. Here the first is a positive number, the second is what? The negative number. So first you will be going from, you will be starting from what? 5 or not, right? So you will be starting from 5 like this. Mm-hmm. 5, and this is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So first you will be going to what position? So you have to start from here 5, and it says the 3 you have to add negative 3. So you will be moving in what direction? Left direction, right or not? To add a negative number you have to move in the left, and to add a positive number you have to move in the right. So you will be starting from where? You'll be starting from here, and then you will be going 3 position to the left, like 1, 2, and then 3, right or not? So it means what? You will start from what? Start from 5 and move 3 units in the left, right? right? So you have reached to the position of what? 2? Yes or no? Yes. Now I'll give you one more question. Like, see, if I give you the question, what's the question? The question is, question is basically, the question is, add -3 plus of 2, right? Now both are negative numbers, right? So first you will be going to this first position, means what? You have to go to the -3, right? So you started from here, right? You started from here, right? So this is like this, like this. So this is what? All the negative side. So you'll be going on the left, right? So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So here you will be doing what? You will be starting from here. So first you will go start, you will reach -3, right? Now it says that you have to add a negative number. So you will be moving in which direction? You will be moving in the what? Left direction, right or not? Left. Here also you will be moving in the left direction. So 1, then 2, right? So you will be going and again in the left direction because you're adding a negative number, right? So you have to start from here. What? Better start from -3, right? And move 2 units in the left, right? So your answer is what, beta? Your answer will be what? -5. Yes or no? That's it. So can I just summarize one thing from the above or not? If you give a close observation that when there is a negative number and a positive number, both are added, right? If the negative number and the positive number are added, then you see that actually we are doing the subtraction. Actually we are doing the subtraction and putting the sign which one have a greater number, like minus. If you see the numeric value, 5 is greater than the 5, 3, right? Leave the sign, right? So if you're going to subtract 5 minus 3, the answer is 2, right? But 5 is having, like, 5 is greater, which consists of a negative sign in front of it, so your answer is -2. Now if you see the second example over here, it says that 5 and -3, right? So 5 plus -3 means what? One is a positive number and other is a what? Negative number, right? So actually what you are doing, you are doing the subtraction. See, you are doing the subtraction. 5 minus 3. But see, 5 is greater or 3 is greater? 5 is greater, but 5 is having a sign of positive, so your answer is +3. Now coming to the third sign. Now if both the numbers are what, beta? Negative and negative, right? So what you're doing, actually you are adding the number, right? You went to the 3 and 3 position to the left, so it means what? -3 minus 2 will be what? 5, and put the sign. So you got the addition. There's no need to do all the time with the number line. We can directly just do it like this. So what is the rule for that? So if you see that, what will be the rule it will be following? Like if you say the best alternate method, like it says that like if you can write like to addition of integer without number line, right? Addition of integers without number line, right? Integers without number line. We have seen right now how this thing we can do without number line always, right? So what are the number line? Like if you see what are the rules it follows, what is the rule? Rule number 1, it says that to add two positive integers, just add them naturals, right? To add two positive integers add them as natural numbers. That's it. This we have been doing since long, as natural numbers, right? What is the rule number 2? To add two negative numbers, negative integers, what you do, add their absolute values. I can say that absolute values or not, because we have just learned add their absolute values, right? Absolute values, and give the negative sign to the sum, obtained, right? Right. Now, what is the rule number 3? To add a negative number and to add a positive number, this is like easy to go. What is the rule number 3? To add a positive and to add a negative number, to add a positive integer and a negative integer subtract the smaller. It's like that. You have to do what? Subtract the smaller absolute value. Just follow the absolute value from the larger absolute value and give the sign of the integer which has the larger absolute value of the result obtained, right? Of the result obtained. Now you must be thinking, oh my goodness, this is so much to write, right? But once you understood everything, this is the most easiest thing that you will think, oh my goodness, why ma'am has written so many things on the board, right? So you can just do it like this, right? So if I say like to add, right? If I give you the question, like question is like basically add, right? Add. Now you can just do without, like add without number line, right? So if I say add -3 plus of -5 plus of 2, right? So let's go a little simple question first, right? Start with simple question, right? Okay. -5. -15, right? So both are what? Negative, right? So when you have to add the two negative numbers, you have to just add the absolute value. So absolute value of -3 is what? 3. Absolute values of -15 is what? 15. So you add it. So 3 plus 15 is what? 18. You will be adding like 3 plus -3 plus -15. No need to write like this. Actually, it's better not to write always because this generally make you confused. So I will not write it. Okay. So -3 plus -5, 15 means what? Both are negative numbers. So add karo. Add them, right? So add them, right? Add them will be what, beta? It will be what? 18, right? And put the sign because both are negative. So -18. Answer. If I give you the question like add -5 plus 10, right? Instead of 10, I'll write something like 14, right? Now, one is negative and one is positive. So actual may you are subtracting, right? Actual may you are subtracting. Actually subtract, right? Actual subtract means what? 14 minus 5 is what? 14 minus 5 is what? 9. Now, which one has a greater sign? 14 has a greater sign, so plus. Now, if I give you the question like add -14 plus of 5, right? So it will be what? Actually, you will be what? Actually, you will be what? Subtracting, right? Subtract 14 minus 5. It will be what? 9. Now 14 is a larger number. Put a negative sign. That's -9, right? Now if I give you the question, like little bit make it tough. Like if I say add -5 plus of -7 plus of 15 plus of -22, right? This is the question. Chalo, -22. Okay, so how you're going to do this question? See over here, if you give the close observation, let's go one by one. So first, let's solve these two, right? So it's like negative and negative. Both are negative numbers. So you will be what? Adding them. So 5 plus 7 will be what? -12, right? -12 plus 15 plus minus of 22, right? Now let's do add of this, right? So it is one is negative and the other is positive. The one is negative, other is positive. So you will be what? Subtracting and putting the greater sign. So this will be what? 3 with the positive sign, and over here it will be what, minus 22. Now again negative and positive, so one is negative and the other is positive, so again you will be what, subtracting and subtracting 22 minus 18 is what, 19, and putting the sign with the negative sign, so it will be what, minus 19 is your answer. That's it, right? Later on, or there is the other way of doing this question. What is the other way? Or what you can do is like that or you can do like this. See, it says that what you do, you can do a little bit of a rearrangement, right? It says that minus 5 plus of minus 7 plus of 15 plus of minus 22. Now what you do, you take this number, right? First, what you do, rearrange. We say what, beta, rearrange, right? So rearrange this, so it will be what, beta, negative 5 plus of negative 7 plus of negative 22 plus of 15, right? So what you do, actually you can add them all or not. Add all, yes or no, because you're adding all the negative, so you're adding negative numbers. So negative number means what, actually you will be adding up, right? So 22 plus it will be what, beta, minus 34. All you will be adding and putting the negative sign. Now you have what, 15 with you, right? One is a negative and one is the positive, right? So one is negative, the other one is what, positive. So this will be what, beta, you will be subtracting, right? Subtracting minus 35 minus 34 plus 15 will be what, 34 minus 15 will be what, you just take the absolute value, doesn't take the negative sign, so it will be what, 19. Now 34 is negative with the negative sign, so here will be your answer, right or not? Yes or no? Any doubt in this class? So I think so. I made my things very clear. Anyone have any doubt in it, beta? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, please, you can always ask on the BDF, and we will be answering your queries and your doubts over there. And next class we'll be doing the subtraction of the integers on the number line and the subtraction of integers without on the number line, and we'll be doing the few questions and the chapter will be completed. And please, beta, just practice everything. Any doubts, please ask again. Don't keep your doubts in your head, because these are your very basic years, and the basics, when the basics are being like not like done properly, this will help you, like this will not be like good for you. Okay, so thank you so much class for the first class, and like for the first lecture, and the next class will be starting with the subtraction of integers. Okay.